Hello and welcome back to the Little Scale Cars YouTube channel. Today in the review box we have the brand new Toyota MR2 second generation from Matchbox Moving Parts. Now this is not the first release. The first release was a collector series edition. That one was very hard to find though. It wasn't distributed very well. So these are the first ones that I've been able to find, so let's go ahead and take a closer look and see if they are worth adding to your collection. Let's go ahead and get things started off by looking at our casting. Just to make things easier, we're going to just look at the one, go across it here, and we can see that our proportions are pretty good. We'll go ahead and put the real life car up in the top right corner there. So as you can see right out of the gate here, there are two different versions of this, or there's actually quite a few different versions of it, but mostly from the exterior, there are two different headlight versions. There are also left-hand drive and right-hand drive versions, so I guess technically there is 4 different versions total that you could get. To make life easier on myself, I'm pretty much only going to be looking at the one though today. So up front with our casting here, we do get this whole front grille area nicely detailed in, casted in, I should say. We do get all the body lines up front that you would want on the roof here as well. If we bring it down the side here, we do get these lines going down here. We get a door handle casted in. Our moving parts, since this is the moving parts line, are the doors. They both come out. We do get mirrors casted in as well. All this little detail casted in nicely. The engine cover is nicely detailed there. It has been casted quite nicely, and this rear wing back here is casted in nicely as well. Moving on to the base, that's going to have a little bit of detail. It's plastic, and we do have the exhaust and kind of diffuser area as part of the base. So overall, the casting itself is very nice. The headlights are a piece of the window, by the way, and that's how it's so easy just to have so many different versions. For our paint and deco, there's not much to really say here. It's just white. Nice, clean, simple, looks good, and that's really all there is to it. It's a realistic color, which is always nice to see. There's nothing too flashy going on. No contrast of colors like there were on the moving parts version, so good to see, looks good. Moving into our detail category, all the versions have a nicely detailed grille here. As you can see, it's pretty well tampoed as well. We do get reflectors all the way up front, which looks good. We do get a little Toyota logo there as well, which looks nice. Again, we do get headlights down or headlights up. Moving into the interior, as you can see, this one is right-hand drive. This one is left-hand drive. There is apparently left and right-hand drive versions of both headlight options. So there's a total of 4 different differences there in the details. If we open the door here and just take a look inside as best we can, you'll see that the interior has got some pretty basic levels of detail for a Matchbox. Nothing too crazy going on there. If we come out to the rear here, we will see that we do get a Toyota logo, and a turbo written out there. MR2 on the license. Well, actually, I'm not sure that's the license plate. This is probably the license plate down here. And then we get tail lights as well. Just overall, we even get the little keyhole there. Just really, really nicely detailed. And it looks really nice. The wheels here I feel like match. Well, it's just very, very nicely detailed. Moving into our roll test. It is a Matchbox model, so obviously it's going to roll pretty nicely. And they come in at about 34.5 grams. So they do have some nice weight to them as well. So for our pros and cons, starting off with our pros. The biggest pro I think of these is going to be the collectability factor. They're kind of hard to find just because moving parts are always a little bit tough to find, and these ones are very popular. That being said though, there's 4 different variations of this one, so I think there's a lot of collectability there, and I think that's going to be just kind of fun for people to go after. The other huge pro that I would give these ones is their value. There is just a lot of detail packed into what is only a $3 model, and I think that is really, really nice to see. For our cons department, though, there is one that I will mention, and it is the doors. So, as you can see here on the driver's side of this one, actually just the right-hand side, we'll say, since there's different driver's sides, the door does not fit perfectly. And even this side over here just is not fit perfectly. And it is obviously a pretty common problem because the exact same thing happens on this one as well. This side door fits in a little bit nicer, but as you can still see, it's not super flush. So I do wish that the doors maybe were tweaked a little bit so that they fit a little nicer. And for some quick size comparisons, here we have it with some other MR2s you might have in your collection, with the original MR2 from Matchbox and the MR2 Rally from Hot Wheels. And here we have it with some other cars you might have in your collection, with the Hot Wheels Toyota Supra and the Era 64 Lexus LC500. So with that, it is now time to give my final thoughts. So overall, I'm going to go ahead and give these ones a 9.3 out of 10. Outside of the little door not aligning quite well issues, I think they're pretty good. You know, whenever there's moving parts on any diecast that it's a door, it doesn't always fit very nicely for whatever reason, so it's easy to look past that. And besides that, that's the only little gripe I really have with these. I mean, other than that, these things are great. The detailing is really, really nice. The casting itself is really, really nice. And the color choice looks good and nice and clean. I just think these really work well, especially at the $3 price point. And I think that they are something that you guys should definitely get into your collection. Whether you want to get all 4 versions, or maybe you just, like me, you only really care about the exterior, therefore you just want both headlight versions. Personally, I would have only bought the headlights down version if I had found that one first. I found this one first and then this one second. If I had found this one first, I probably wouldn't have ever picked up this one, just because I personally like the look of the taillights down version better, but that's just me. So yeah, with that being said though, I think these are super fun and you should definitely be trying to collect at least one of them. Alrighty guys, that is all I have for this review. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you give it a like. Leave a comment down below telling me what your thoughts are on this particular model, and make sure you subscribe if you are new, and I will see you in the next video.